Alright, looks like we're live. Welcome, guys. We'll be getting started in a couple of minutes. Getting back to work on our beautiful Batmobile. Alright, looks like it's 1 o'clock. So that means it's time to get back to it. So welcome, guys, this is Black 6 from BZPower, here to finish up what we started yesterday. That is the 1989 Batmobile. You can see it's starting to look like a Batmobile from what we did yesterday. There's really lots of cool details here, especially along the sides. I loved doing like these jet intake kind of things and some of the cool little greebling along the sides. There's some machine guns in here that will be able to pop up. Right now, can't really get to those because the mechanism is going to be right in there, I believe. Yeah, that'll be like, so I think the like main engine on the back or something you turn. But we do have the steering wheel here that turns. And you can see that when we do that, let's see, maybe we can see this. Probably the best way to show it. When we do that, that causes the wheels to turn. And they actually turn in a really interesting way. You can see they kind of, not only are the wheels turning, but they're kind of moving forward and backwards. So it's a really cool mechanism, and I guess that gives it like a tighter turn radius. I assume that was kind of how the one from the film did it. I'm not that much of an expert on the film to know that for sure, but it's a really cool function to have in this set. Hey there, Bellum. Alright, so we got through the first 12 bags yesterday. We've got 12 more to go. Only a few more stickers left. So let's get to it. It looks like we're going to be working on the back finally, because I don't think we've touched this area since like the first bag. And just a note, if you entered the giveaway yesterday, you do not need to enter again. We're continuing the giveaways from yesterday. So that also means that if you won yesterday, you cannot win again. So just trying to keep things fair for everyone. So we're gonna need those pieces at some point. Interesting, I don't think I've ever seen this piece in titanium metallic before. Well, I can't say I see that piece in sets very frequently, so it's hard to say if it's appeared or not, but it's definitely new to me. So what should we talk about today, guys? I think I went through most of the LEGO news and stuff that I had yesterday, so I don't have a whole lot to talk about unless you guys have any topics you would like to discuss. I can fix that mic noise. Getting all scratchy on my shirt there. Hopefully that's better. Trying to think like what I've even done since yesterday that I could talk about. Not a whole lot since the stream. Guess I did a little more organizing. I don't think I really quite did much sorting of my collection yesterday, but I'm working on organizing some stuff. So like, if you're in a lug or have gone to any conventions or went to any conventions, probably a few years ago at this point, for a while, LEGO was sending lugs, these boxes, and sending them to conventions too, of just like poly bags out of sets. So like they would send like something like this, so you'd get like a big box with like 6 of that and like 6 from another set, and sometimes they just kind of have some random stuff in them. And so over time I had kind of amassed a lot of those. And a lot of them had never opened them up to sort, and still have not, but I managed to get all of them in one spot, in one large tub, so at least they're all in one place. So when I'm ready to sort them, at least they're all together. So I'm glad for that. And plus it freed up some space in other places, so I could kind of move things around and kind of, like I said, organize some of my parts that like I would get back from an event or something, and they would just kind of get like shoved somewhere. Now they're getting a little more rhyme and reason to how I have some of it set up. So that makes me a little happier there. Oops, I just forgot something there. Do those first. So yeah, slowly but surely getting to a point where I can really get into like super sorting mode. I would say like for a lot of things right now, it's just a lot more organizing. Like I have a lot of those Acro Mills drawers, and once upon a time I had like a lot of things sorted, but then I got like some new drawers and stuff like that, and things just kind of over time got a little crazy. Alright, so before I go back to took one of these 2x2 bricks with a Technic pin and put a round tile with a through hole on it, and so we're putting those here like this, and you can see that we have a Technic brick, and this is a Technic brick with an axle hole, so we'll be able to actually put an axle like through here and lock it in place. And so this kind of gives us studs, anti-studs pointing out, which could be some interesting connections potentially. I'm kind of curious to see how that gets used, if it does. Yeah, like I said, locking in place for using some of these 4-module axles with a stop here. And those are going in. So I guess we can't really use those connection points, since this is mainly just kind of locking what's going to be the back bumper into place on the chassis here. Kind of an interesting way of doing that. Yeah, so I'm doing with like the Acro Mills drawers. Like there's a little bit of sorting involved, but a lot of it's kind of just like early sorting to figure out like what parts are going to go in what drawers. And so once I kind of have that figured out, then I can really do some sorting. So that way I can like know what parts I need to sort out and what parts are just going to kind of be like, you know, general Technic stuff, or you know, general slopes and things like that. Because I'm not going to be able to have a drawer for like every single part. Yet some parts I need like multiple drawers. So kind of trying to figure out what my organizational strategy is going to be. And so I know what parts I'll have to be looking for when I'm doing sorting. And once I get to that point, then that would be the point where I could do like a sorting stream or something like that. So really building up some support here with all these double friction or triple friction pins. I assume we're going to be mounting probably like these Technic beams on here to like lock this whole thing in place. Here we go, some of these nice sand blue Technic beams again. A little harder to put them on this side when I can't really see what I'm doing. There we go. And yeah, now it's like super strong. Like before, I could not pick this up by the back bumper, and now, oh yeah, it's solid. Very cantilevered, but solid. Oh, so all this stuff that we're doing here is so we can do the mounting for where the rear wheels are gonna go, I guess. Okay, makes sense. You can see we've got like the same hub pieces that we do on the front, except I dropped one. Let's go retrieve that. Gotta love those 1x5 plates. I'd say one thing I'm realizing as I'm doing this early organizing before the sorting is I'm gonna need more drawers and stuff. I need to find some way to do that. Not quite sure how it's gonna work yet, because I only have so much space, but I'll figure it out. So just made 2 of these constructions, and you can see we've got 6 Technic pinholes on the back here. And that's the wheel hub. And so those are gonna go right on there. As I break off something in here. looks like we're gonna get to open, or yeah, pop up our machine guns again once we get this axle in here. There's a Technic connector supposed to be going into. It's hard to tell if it's really seated in there or not, though. Well, I guess since I can pop them up and down, it must be in there. Alright, then we're taking this piece, not a piece you see very often, and that is sliding through here, and then we're locking it in place into these wheels. So it's giving some more strength, because like once the wheels are on, there's gonna be a lot of weight, right, like on this rear kind of axle, and so you don't want to like bowing. So that kind of is going to help keep it from like bowing in up or down, I guess. So as I have been building this guy, I was thinking about it a little bit last night as far as like future live builds go. Mentioned that I watched the 1989 Batman movie before, I guess what, Friday night, so it was kind of fresh in my mind for the stream. And I was thinking about like going and rewatching all those movies, so I'm thinking that I will kind of slowly start rewatching those movies, and that then when I get to Batman Begins, we can do a live build of the tumbler, which I have sitting in my closet. I believe the box is quite damaged, but the set itself is in good condition. And that's all that really matters when it comes to doing the build, I think. So hopefully you guys would be interested in seeing the tumbler. I feel like that would be a cool thing to have, you know, the 1989 Batmobile and the tumbler next to each other. Kind of curious to see how the scale would work out. And oh, almost done with this bag. Just so you're aware, I do not watch movies very often or very fast. So when I'm saying this, it's not like I'm going to be watching a movie a night, and we'll be doing that tumbler build like next weekend or something. It's probably going to be like a month or two. I would say, if anything, I'd probably watch like one movie a week, maybe, if I like try really hard. Usually it's more TV shows and stuff that I keep up with. I've also been rewatching the X-Men movies. Well, I guess rewatching so far, but there was a point where I kind of fell off the X-Men movies, and there's a bunch I have not seen, so watching / rewatching. Something like I might alternate between X-Men and Batman. Until eventually we get to Batman Begins and I can build the tumbler. Alright, so that was it for bag 13. Got our rear axle in and some of the rear bumper here. Looks like in bag 14 now we're going to be doing our wheel arches. And maybe a little more in the bumper, but mainly those arches. Looks like that's going to be the big thing. Yeah, like you might have noticed when you entered, if you entered in our giveaway, we are running a little late on sets that LEGO has provided to us to live build. And it was like not their fault or anything, it's just how it's been going. Although we did request some sets recently. I only requested one set for a live build. And the others are going to be for some set reviews that other people besides me are doing. So I'm looking forward to other people doing some stuff. One of the problems, there's a bunch of sets that like I'd love to request to do live builds of, but just with how the rule system is in place for sets we can request right now, if it's not something that's in stock, we can't request it. We can't be like, hey, when this is available, send it to us. We have to wait until it's in stock. So that means things like the Pirates of Barracuda Bay, which I super am excited to get and do a stream of. Can't request that yet. And yeah, quite a few others like the Fiat and stuff like that. So once some more stuff is in stock, you can expect to see some more live builds from us. So basically stop buying LEGO from LEGO so we can get it instead. But yeah, even if we run out of sets that LEGO has provided, I still have sets from my own personal collection that we can build, so it's not really that big of a deal. Like I know I've mentioned the tumbler, or I just mentioned the tumbler, and I've mentioned I've got the UCS TIE Fighter. Got a bunch of other sets going back like even further. Let's see, I now have the Orthonk set from Lord of the Rings waiting to be built someday. Ewok Village, Jawa Sandcrawler, all sorts of sets I'm sure would be great to build at some point. Alright, so those back bumpers here really coming together. Lots of snot. Got some. You can see we're probably gonna have some like curved slopes there. Yeah, probably like these guys are gonna be going on the back here. So you've now got 16 of these arch pieces that we get to install to get those wheel wells going. It looks like the shape is going to be very similar to the front ones, but slightly taller, which makes sense because the back tires are bigger than the front. I'm assuming it's like that in like the actual Batmobile, but I don't remember. Yeah, it looks like the next step will be locking all these arches together, so then we'll be able to kind of show off that shape a little bit, and hopefully we'll be able to see the size difference. Connecting to all those arches so nothing falls apart there. Alright, so let's see. So you can definitely see just like from here, that's where like the front wheel arch goes, and this one's just that much taller. And obviously the point where the wheel hub is a little higher on the back as well. So it's just those little attentions to detail that really kind of help sell the build. So we're making some parts over here like really nice and smooth, put with some tiles and plates with only a couple studs. These little curved guys. Curious to see if that's because something's going to be just kind of like resting on them, and they're kind of acting as spacers. It looks like at least part of it is going to be for spacers, yeah. So we're breaking up the slopes. We got some 3x3, 60 or 33 or 60 or 30 degree slopes over there. Pretty the official measurement, and it's like a 30, 60, 90. And then I've also got some of these hinge plates that we're using to do some sloping as well. That's gonna go there. See those little curved pieces I was talking about before being used as spacers here. slopes above the wheel arches. Alright, I'm already starting running out of pieces from bag 14. Going together quick. And there's those 2x4 curve slopes that I was talking about before, kind of filling in the space here, leaving some space, a gap in the middle there. I'm guessing, you know, that's where the brake lights are and your turn signals. Gotta follow those rules of the road that Batman definitely always does. Law-abiding citizen that he is. And fresh out of, well, maybe not fresh, but right out of the Unikitty line of sets, we got these 1x3 inverted tiles. They've got a little hole in the bottom there. And that's good, because it was kind of bugging me that there is this little gap in the wheel arch here. And so that tile is going to fill that in, make that a nice clean line. You could use like probably a 1x3 plate and it would have been just as fine too, unless like you really were looking at it. But I kind of appreciate that they went the extra mile. And use the tile. Alright, some slopes here to help clean up the back edge. Oh, I think we were going to have that gap there because I need to have a way to attach the fins that go on the wheels at some point. Alright, that's it for bag 14. Looks like with bag 15, we're going back to the front. And we're going to be working on that like, kind of turbine engine in the middle here. And we're going to be putting lots of slopes on the front fenders. And after bag 15, we'll be doing our first giveaway. We also need some pieces out of here. So we actually have a set of train wheels in here. And that apparently are part of that turbine. And then I didn't pay close enough attention. There are actually 5 wheel hubs that we get. And so we need one of those also for our turbine. There's a nice trans yellow coming in the sets. I assume those are like, you know, the headlights, right? So we got some big light azure bricks. Just go in and hold things together here. Help give the inside of that Batmobile that colorful look that you know makes Batman proud. Got 8 of these. What are they? 1x10 curves. Kind of gives a nice gradual slope on the back of these fenders. It's definitely coming together. I feel like now that they've done the Tumbler and now the 1989 Batmobile, when it comes to iconic Batmobiles they have to do, you need the animated series Batmobile. And I guess actually the first kind of UCS Batmobile they did was like way back in like 2005 or something. Forget, like, I don't think that was really based on anything. It was just kind of like their original creation based on like the idea of, hey, let's take all these different versions of the Batmobile and kind of make our own. I think that was much smaller than this though. Ooh, yeah, look at that. Nice. More curved slopes, more tiles. Starting to look really smooth and sleek all in here. I think by the time we're done with this bag and ready to do our giveaway, the front of this Batmobile is going to look sick. Alright, so now we're using some of these, I guess 4x4, or is that 6x6? 4x4 macaroni bricks with some tiles on top. And those are going, we have a couple snot pieces here and here. And that actually kind of merges well into that thing we made way back in the beginning in like bag 1 or 2, I feel like. Some cheese slopes in there. Let's see. So you can see on this side when we put it in. Kind of gives us really nice gradual shape. Like there's a little bit of an edge corner kind of here and there, but overall it looks pretty awesome. You can see we got our Technic axle brick to connect the turbine thing, which looks like that is next. So we need only a couple of our train wheels here. Just the 2 big ones it looks like. Don't need that guy. Yeah, so then we just kind of got like these round bricks, train wheel, sandwiching this wheel hub. Is there a particular orientation that I wanted to go in? And that pops right in there. And now we're trying to get black on black. There we go, there's a good angle. Definitely starting to get that iconic Batmobile front grille look. Man, is that thing heavy. Alright, so now we've got these hinge bases. I assume we have the rest of the hinges are somewhere in here. But we're popping these in. So it looks like the whole front curved area here is all going to be on the hinge pieces. And just going to kind of fit in there at the right angle based on how it lines up with everything else. Alright, now looks like it's time to build those. And I'm guessing, once we're done building these, that's going to be probably about it for the bag. And we could do a giveaway. Hey there, Bucks Commander. Welcome, welcome. So I'm really liking how some of these kind of curves and stuff are shaping up. We got the 4x4 curve, and then this guy kind of flowing into that. And I assume it's gonna, not sure, like that or something. wow, okay. So we gotta do the headlights in a couple of steps, or in a step. And each of these 6 1x1 trans yellow bricks gets a sticker on it. Alright, so while I do that, if I can find right there's a sticker sheet. We're gonna put the giveaway link up again. So just a reminder, if you entered the giveaway yesterday, you do not need to re-enter. And similarly, if you won yesterday, you cannot win again today. Just to keep things fair. So we've got 6 of these trans 1x1 yellow bricks. And then we're putting this white sticker on them, but that sticker I don't even think is going to be visible. It looks like it's going to actually be on the back, so you're going to kind of see that through the trans piece. It's kind of an interesting technique. I don't know that I've ever seen a Lego set do that, where they put the sticker on some things so you can see the back of it. I can think of some times where I've put stickers like on the inside of a canopy piece, so it looks like the heads-up display for whoever's driving, piloting, whatever. Alright, looks like only 4 more stickers after this. So, same as yesterday, I'm going to talk about it a little bit, because we recently joined the Twitch affiliate program. Before we do our giveaway, we're going to run a quick ad. While that happens, I'm going to open up the next bag. I'm not quite there yet, just giving you guys the heads up. Alright, so you can see here, got the stickers on there. You can see, maybe didn't do the best job of applying all those, but from the back, well, from the front. So you can still kind of get that transparent effect, but you can't see all the way through into the inside of the headlights. It's kind of an interesting effect there. So these are the front fenders. One thing I'm a little bugged about is the fact we have studs here when like all of this is like so smooth like that. I kind of understand, but this, like, we have those 4x4 curved tiles, and there's like little other tiles that fit in there, so I feel like we could have at least cut back on some of the tiles a little bit, or some of the studs a little bit with some more curved tiles. But then this, well, that's goes in there really snug. Uh-oh, lost a headlight. we're gonna do this one first since it's a little closer. See, there's really not much space right here for the headlights to go into. So it really kind of determines the angle, but then you still have to kind of go from the top to push those hinges, there we go, into the brackets. And once you do that, yeah, this is not really moving anywhere. Ah, yes, very satisfying click. Thank you, Box Commander. All right, yes, we already did that other fender. All right, so, yeah, make sure you enter in our giveaway. We're gonna go ahead and run a quick ad, open up our next bag, and then pick a winner. Alright, looks like that went well. Got our next bag open. Let's see who our next winner is going to be. Balam, congratulations! You've won a Kylo Ren buildable figure. Hope you make great use of that lovely cape piece. Alright, so yeah, no, I guess the front of the Batmobile here is pretty done, like this whole section. Looking really good there. So now in bag 16, we're gonna do this kind of middle section here. So lots and lots of 2x4 curve slopes to kind of fill this in, it looks like. Oh, we're also going to be filling in the sides here. So that's kind of exciting. Because we've had these 1x3 jumpers for a while now. And we actually get to fill that in. Alright, sorry, Vicky and Batman. You guys can stand on the back fenders for now. We still gotta worry about our machine guns that pop up here. See, a lot of the stuff that's been really exposed for some time is finally getting filled in. A lot of this core structure, all the Technic stuff that's the support holding this thing all together, finally getting filled in. Make sure these big long plates that you push down their entire length. Don't want any bumps or anything. I want everything to stick together. It looks like we got some printed parts coming up in a little bit. See some printed tiles in here. Show those off when we get there. whole bunch of these grill tiles that are filling in here. Not sure if this is going to be under the canopy, or not. What the kind of texture is going here for and how visible it's going to be. It's not one of those details that you really remember seeing when you're watching the movie. But at the very least, I'm all for something that kind of breaks up the monotony of all of the black. The one lime green piece in this bag. Speaking of breaking up the monotony. I got some tin in here too. Give a little bit of variety. Make it easier to tell, like the spacing for everything. Make sure you're doing it right. First couple of curve slopes are down. Two down, so many more to go. So it looks like there's going to be a ridge or something going down the middle because we're putting these tiles and jumper plates on. Kind of in an alternating fashion here. No. Uh-oh. It's going to come through the other side. Come out, piece. There we go. Alright. Now we got to do 14 of those 2x4 curved slopes. Those are just kind of going down the whole length of, I guess, the engine compartment. I guess it'd be kind of cool, like, if this thing had an engine that you could open up the hood and see. But for one thing, you never actually see that on the screen. And two, that would kind of get in the way, I think, of some like the mechanism for the guns and the steering. If you tried to make it so the hood could open up. Alright, let's make sure all of these are pushed down firmly in place. Oh yeah, look at that. It looks black. got some tiles to kind of give it that ridge down the middle. Oh, if I get them on right there. Got a really cool shape there, and now we're starting to go further down the back here. I've got some of these big wedge plates. And that's kind of like continuing that narrowing shape that happens as it goes towards the passenger compartment. Cockpit? I think we were calling it a cockpit yesterday. We'll stick with that. Alright, looks like all we gotta do is these side panels, and then we're done with bag 16. So I was talking about some printed parts earlier, and we got these 2x4 or 2x2 tiles. That little printing on there. Oh, hey there, Joey. How's it going? I'm doing fairly well as can be during a quarantine. I see you just followed, so thank you for the follow there, Joey. Also thank you to Sphenoid06 who also followed us today. Kind of curious as to what justified the print on that 2x2 tile versus a sticker, because I feel like that pattern is kind of similar to the silver one that we're going to be doing in a little bit. And so yeah, we just built two of these panels, and those are going to on the sides here, kind of not quite cover up our greebling, but give it a little more of a smooth look here that pops on. And yeah, you can still see all the cool stuff we did before, but it kind of gives it a nice streamlined look. Yep, we're just about done with bag 16 of 24 here, Joey. So over halfway for sure. Alright, so bag 17, we also get to work on the cockpit, which has its own piece, comes in its own bag. Don't want that getting scratched up, I guess, and probably because it's also packaged separately. So thankfully, this piece is printed, because I would hate to have to be putting stickers on for all these little curves and stuff. And yeah, definitely custom. You can see that's going to go right in here. But I believe there's going to be a mechanism for the cockpit, so I think it slides up and forward, if I recall. So I'm definitely interested to see how that works. Yeah, I'm definitely impressed with all the techniques and stuff on this set. I think if I build the tumbler after this, or when I build the tumbler after this, it's going to be probably kind of like disappointing, just because that set is, you know, a number of years older and won't have all the same awesome techniques and some pieces and stuff that we've got here. Kind of the disadvantage of going back and building older sets sometimes. Not all the time, there are definitely some that hold up well. I definitely think as I continue to build this, I like more and more, it's like I want an animated series Batmobile in the same style, or same scale. Yeah, the tumbler I think definitely lends itself better to like Lego as a whole, because like you're saying, it is more angular. That's probably a factor in why they did that first. Alright. And that was, I guess, a little more relevant to the time. I forget when that set came out. It wasn't like right when Batman Begins came out. It was a little bit after that. I think like The Dark Knight had already come out at that point, if not The Dark Knight Rises. So Joey, what's your latest mock that you're taking pictures of, and when and where will we be able to see said pictures or see the mock in person if we ever get to have a convention again? Right. Kind of building, I guess, like the back of the cockpit here. Wonder if we get to build some headrests or something in there too. Get some 12 module Technic axles. Always like seeing how they incorporate the Technic into these big sets. And like I thought I got most of it done with the frame, but it looks like here, even this far along for the cockpit, we get some more, so that's cool. Oh, nice, the Adventures balloon set. I remember that from back in the day. That was a cool one. So yeah, make sure you guys go ahead and go follow Maniac for Bricks on all the social medias to see those pictures when Joey takes them. When he posts them, I guess he's already taking them right now. If you're a fan of adventures, make sure you keep your eyes peeled on some LEGO fan media sites this coming week. Because there's going to be some stuff coming out that not quite it's like not 100% adventures, but there's some cool like little adventures references coming and something Lego's doing that I'm excited for. Alright, so now we're building the frame for this cockpit piece, and it has a lot of connection points on the bottom here. So it's going to be nice and sturdy. It's not like it's like some of the specialized Star Wars canopy pieces that have very few connection points or just like a hinge connector. So definitely like this one's a little sturdier. Yeah, Adventure is definitely one of those good classic themes. Some good 90s Lego. Alright, there we go. So a bit of a gap in the middle. I assume we're gonna do something about that at some point. Alright, coming together a little more. A little bothered by the fact that they kind of made a new mold for this, but it doesn't really go well with their curves. You can see there's a little edge here, like a little edge there. Like I wish it kind of lined up a little better there. But that's, once it's like all together, you're not really gonna be able to notice that. Have I built anything else lately? Other than sets, not really. So I was talking about a little earlier on the stream, I've been starting to kind of organize a lot of my pieces so I can get sorted. It's like the sorting before the sorting is where I'm at, taking advantage of the whole working from home thing and saving some time on my commute at least to be able to do that and start making a little progress on the mess that is my Lego room. you know, a little optimistic. I've been able to see some of my table, essentially, or ostensibly my build table that I haven't seen in years. I've actually seen like patches of tabletops, so I think that means I'm doing a good job. All right, top of this is coming along. Got some nice curves and some kind of lots of tiling, which I definitely appreciate here. Yeah, don't we all, Joey? Everyone's got sorting to do, it seems like. I feel like if you have a completely sorted Lego collection, you're doing something wrong. Alright, there we go. Still have this gap in here. It looks like that may be... Okay, we need to have the gap so it can slide forward on this little track thing here. So it's going to have to stay. Let me get the little boat bottom pieces here in trans black. I don't know if I've seen them in that color before. I don't know how long they've been floating around out there like that. Alright, looks like we're already almost done with bag 17 here. It was just pretty much, hey, do the canopy and get a move on. So you can see we added these Technic pieces here, I assume line up with those axles. So we'll see how that works in a minute or so after we finish putting on all these little details. Alright, so now this goes on here. You can see I'm just going to be able to slide forward and back. We also have some Technic pieces here that we're putting on that'll hold the track in place and keep the cockpit from sliding too far forward. Although it's not quite locked in place yet, I guess that'll be the next bag. But you can kind of see that how it's going to be able to slide. And then it'll be covered up, and you'll be able to see the inside there. All right, bag 18. I think this is going to be the halfway point for our build today. Alright, because it started on bag 13, so once we do 18, we'll have 6 out of the 12 bags for today done. And we're cruising along then, making some good time. Good job, guys, I'm proud of you. See, it looks like with for bag 18 here, we're going to kind of start working on the back of the cockpit. Kind of some interesting building techniques here with snot bracket and then this piece here. And apparently they line up so they are one plate apart. So that's some cool Lego geometry there. Got some nice splashes of color here, some more azure and lime green. Take them while I can get them before this gets too monochromatic. Oh, now we get to build the headrests, it looks like. Because of course. The Batmobile has got like a leather interior. You would think Bruce Wayne being like super rich and everything. This nice black leather interior. That way, you know, when you hop in the Batmobile and you're kind of dripping with sweat after a hard fight against like the Riddler or something, you know, it's kind of easy cleanup. It's practical. So I like that this technique here, using these wheel fender pieces, kind of with one way and one the opposite. Makes this cool kind of shape for the headrests. See if you guys can get a good look there. I guess technically we can still fold that up, so you can see. Looks pretty sweet there. Alright, and we'll start working on the back here. Some large arches and bricks. like lots of structural pieces here to start getting like the base of all this put together. Because we still do need to add the big afterburner engine at some point. Something's not right. I have to go back and take things apart. Oh no. Come off you. That could be a lot worse. Does a dark backdrop always work better than a white one? Yeah, I'm not sure it works pretty as well as it could with the Batmobile now. Guess it's more that it was just too much of a hassle for me to switch to a light one for this build, so stuck with the dark one. But yeah, there's definitely advantages of both. Depending on what you're building. Problem with the white one is that like white Lego pieces can definitely just kind of disappear on it when you're trying to take pictures, I've found. So I think when I had the white one, it was back when like the Bionicle reboot was happening and I was doing like Kopaka, and yeah, those pictures did not look very good because it was just white on white. And so the dark gray I've found, you know, it's not perfect for all circumstances, but you know, still works alright with the black. And I'm sure it'll look better with just pictures than with video, especially like compressed video over the internet. I'm sure that doesn't help things much here. But like when I take some pictures afterwards and like post them up on Instagram, I'm sure it'll look pretty okay. Alright, got another sticker. Only 3 left after this. And one of those is the display base. So this is some more button switches. And that's gonna be like, it looks like behind Batman's head though. Because that's going back here. She's gonna kind of have to like reach back up behind the headrest. Maybe there's like the moonroof controls, aka the canopy. There we go. Electronically adjustable backdrops, that would be pretty cool. I mean, I guess I could just get like a green screen and then you know, chroma key it to whatever color I wanted the backdrop to be. Although you would still have, I guess, the green reflections on the Lego, and that could look pretty ugly. Alright. Starting to get to the point where it's going to match up with our cockpit canopy here. can see we've got a lot of snot pieces on the side here, so it's going to be something like smooth and curved that'll match up with that. Yeah, if I had a green screen, I would not be able to build anything with green in it. It'd be really interesting. I could have built like an invisible Yoda and Statue of Liberty a couple weeks ago. No, honest guys, I'm doing it. It looks great. I mean, I guess it's almost like what they have been doing on some films these days. Right, if you watch some of the behind-the-scenes stuff on The Mandalorian, and I know they did this in some of the other Star Wars films, I think, you know, Favreau used it on Lion King maybe as well, but where they like literally just have these giant LCD screens that they can then program to be whatever they want. So they can like literally do like an early cut of like the CG backgrounds and stuff, and then do the final, you know, renderings later on. But it kind of gives like the lighting, the right lighting and stuff, as opposed to a green screen where you have, you know, green reflections and things like that. So it's a really interesting concept and looks really cool and works well. It's kind of crazy when you like watch them because like it looks like, you know, it's a sound stage, but boy, it looks like, you know, they're in space or whatever they're doing for the action. It's crazy how awesome it is, even if it's still like just the rough cut of the effects. Yeah, that one teal piece, or dark turquoise, whatever name you prefer to call it. Enjoy it now, because we're about to cover it up as we get to the back of our cockpit here. Is that right? It looks like it's a bit too high. No, that's where it's supposed to go. I'm just looking because it looks like a big wall here. But you can see how this other piece right here lines up with our cockpit canopy. And it's looking like this thing isn't going to be kind of fully snapped in at the front, because you can kind of see how as it goes back, let's pick it up and bring it a little, oh, let's break things. There we go. So you can kind of see as we push it back how it slides down a little bit, so the entire canopy will be sloped down a little bit at an angle, so that's a really cool technique that they did there. And that's because we have like those boat bottom pieces here to help it slide along. Alright, looks like we're almost done with bag 18. Means it's almost time for another giveaway. So I'm going to put that link back up again. So again, if you entered yesterday or have already entered today, you don't need to do it again. If you do, we'll know, we'll see you. Does not increase your chances to win. One win per stream. Or I guess in this case per weekend. Alright, I guess that little curved piece helps clean up that like wall kind of shape. I guess that makes sense. Yeah, there's like a little scoop or something above the canopy. Sure, we can look at the, yeah, if we look at the actual Batmobile and the instructions that is there. Alright. Get a pass this time, LEGO designers. Alright, so just gotta finish up these little panels. They're gonna help fill in the back area here. And then we will run our next ad, open the next bag, pick our next winner. Alright, yeah, so some nice tiling and some wedge plates there. Glare on our lights so you can see it a little better. That kind of fills in the side area. So definitely still some work to be done on the sides here. But we got our, this area at least looks done. Definitely is starting to look like the Batmobile. All right. So, I think we are done with bag 18. So let's roll a quick ad and get on to the next bag. Alright, looks like the ad is done. Huh, the ad's not showing? Well, it's saying the ad's running. Well, I guess if the ad's not showing, that's a good thing. But anyway, we'll pick our winner. Twitch seems to think it's running ads, so... Alright, hey, Joey, you won! You won the Elite TIE Fighter Pilot Buildable figure, so congratulations. We'll be sending you an email to get your shipping info and get you that prize. It's odd that the ad is not showing up. I'm clicking the button, it's saying it's running it. Ah, there we go, BFA home with the answer. Ad blockers can stop the ads. If you've got an ad blocker, shame on you. I don't care. Do what makes you happy. Like I was saying yesterday, you know, we're not in this to make money. If we do make a little money off the streams, that's great. Helps pay for shipping out prizes and BZPower's hosting costs. If we don't make any money off of it, oh well, we're still going to keep doing it. It's not like we're going to stop streaming if we don't make enough money or don't get enough subscribers or anything like that, so no worries. Well, alright. Alright, Batman, Vicky. I think you guys are gonna have to move up here, closer to the front of the Batmobile for a little bit. I want to work on the back. Now, is anyone who watching, did you guys see an ad when I said I was running the ad? Or did it not work for everyone? Maybe it's something funky with Twitch. I certainly do not know all the intricacies of their platform and how things work. I'm still trying to figure out how this whole affiliate thing works, so hopefully I'll be able to take some time this coming week to play around a little more with the settings, and we can kick off these little contests to get some custom emotes and stuff for the chat. I think if you have Twitch Prime, I think that might block ads as well. Well, not block, but exempt you from ads. I do see you've got that icon. Again, I don't know what I'm talking about, but that seems like something that would make sense. Alright, getting some of these nice 1x10 curves on the back here, help fill in the fenders a little bit. Give that nice, smooth, gradual curve down to the base there. All right, see you later, Box Commander. Get those dishes done. That is certainly one thing I've found is nice about working from home. Is that when you're on a meeting that you don't need to be talking to people, you can like take a little break and go do some dishes or stuff like that around the house that needs to get done. Take out the recycling or the trash. As long as you're still paying attention. Alright, some nice smooth tile looks there. See, that's the thing, like there's so much that we're tiling over or curved slopes that make it look nice and smooth and sleek. The parts where there are studs, like the front here, just kind of stand out that much more for me, and like a little distracting, I think, in the final build. Well, I guess we'll see when we're done, but just from looking at the pictures, I know those studs on the front really stood out to me. And still, at some point, we need to do the fins that are going to be on the back fenders here, too. I'm looking forward to that and seeing how that comes together. Also curious, we've got some bars right here, and there's some clips hiding in the back. Now, I assume that those are going to be used for something. Whether it's something that's actually going to attach to them, or if it's just going to be like some spacers or something like that, but it should be cool either way. Make sure I got that attached right. Yeah, looks like we might be using those bars now to kind of cover this section up around the cockpit, and I think it'll also have the added effect of locking in these Technic pieces here. They're not going to be like these pins aren't going to be connected to, but there's something going to go on top that's going to keep this from popping up too much, I think. Alright, so building these, I think they're going to kind of go in here somehow, probably more like that. Oh, yep, okay, I see the clip piece coming in the next step, or a couple steps. Alright, so yeah, you can see we added this 1x2 plate with the clip on there. That's going to go on this bar here. And so not quite locking that in, but it gives it a nice slope transition to the front here. Oh, don't pick it up by that. And so you can see we added these 1x2 drill slopes there. And that lines up really well with the clips here, with the back of this piece here. So, looking good in the neighborhood. Do another one of those, but I already did that. going to use this little bracket with a 1x2 cheese slope. Put that in here, and that kind of covers the front transition, also keeps this piece from coming back out, really locks it in. Not that it could really move too much before, but that at least gives it a little clean edge there. And once we put this plate, this 2x6 plate in here, get the 1x1 in first, that's going to cover up where that Technic pin is, so now this can't come out all the way. So I can just go up a little bit so this can slide forward. And so now we still have our machine guns. Oh, sorry, Batman. This can still pop out, but presumably we're going to put a flap or something on those at some point to cover them up a little bit. Alright, and it looks like we're just about done with bag 19. Wow, that was quick. Gonna add these nice little panels on the side to help get a little more gradual transition here and kind of cover any gaps around the canopy. And then some 1x4 tiles to help with that as well. Oh wow, these tiles also work. There's my brick separator. Let's pop that off. So you can see we kind of had like this jagged edge with these grill tiles. And once we put this on here, that just kind of leaves like this, just a little slim little thing. So they kind of look like vents or something there. Oh, it makes it look really awesome, I think. Alright, and so now you can see that goes up and out. Do it from the side view there. Up. Alright. Another bag in the books. So looks like in bag 20 here, it's hard to say if we're doing both of these, like the tops of the fenders there, or just the left side. Looking at the parts, we're probably going to be doing both. And that's two of our last couple of stickers that we'll be using. Another bog in the big. Bidee-bidee-bidoo-bida. I'm glad you guys are all musing yourselves based on the random things that are coming out of my mouth. Alright, just a bit of sticker time. Got my blade of exact 0 ready. Finally, real Twitch chat, huh? Alright, so this is going to be an annoying sticker because it's just like a little sticker kind of on the middle-ish of this panel. I see at least one fingerprint on there, so let's clean that off. I'm trying to look and see like what I can kind of reference as far as other studs or things off of. I think I got something I could use, at least as long as I'm consistent between the two sides, that'll be fine. See, I think these are supposed to be like the gas caps for the gas tank or something. It's the only thing I can think of. Like I said, I just rewatched the movie, and I don't recall them being like used specifically, but they were there. And just the way they look, they do look like they pop open. And so I just built these panels, lots of nice curve slopes and stuff. We have this hinge plate from way back when. This is going to somehow attach onto. There we go. That works very well. You can see we've got like the 1x2 inverted curve slope here. And kind of we have some different, interesting different lines there. But when we flip this around, you can see we've got like the 1x2 cheese grater slope, and then a 45, and then another 1x2, and those kind of all happen. They all line up really well with our profile there. So like a little bit of a gap, but like you have to really be looking for it. And wow, yeah, we are looking like a Batmobile here, guys. Ooh. Oh, that's worse. That's the worst when, yeah, stickers line up between two pieces. That always sucks. Because there's like that much extra hassle. So apparently I've been seeing some rumors this weekend. I haven't really read too much into them, but some of the fan media sites out there are saying that the Overwatch theme might be coming to an end. And like I never really got into the Overwatch theme too much because I never really played Overwatch too much. But definitely know there's a lot of fans out there. I know I was watching BFA Home play a little earlier today. He was streaming on Twitch. So I feel like that would definitely be a bummer if that ended. Hope at the very least, if that were to happen, that it wouldn't be like the end of Blizzard and LEGO's partnership. Although I'm not sure which of their other properties would be good fits for LEGO. As much as I would love LEGO StarCraft and Warcraft and Diablo, I don't know that would be the best idea or the best brand fit. Was the lull really in response to me saying I was watching you earlier, or the fact that Overwatch might be ending? Because I got the alert, and I'm like, oh sure, I'll tune in for a little bit as I was getting ready for the stream. Alright, so these are, I guess, the inside of the fender pieces. Got a little Technic pin connection. Let me try to snap that in there. Good. And these are going in here. And so they kind of just attach by pin and then fold down. And presumably we'll be locking those in place later on. Hey, you did better than I would have done, BFA, so. Alright, doing some back details so we can spin this around so you guys can see what we're doing back here. This thing is getting big and bulky. Yeah, I mean, the set's definitely had some great parts. I know Construction fans really love the, I'm sorry, I can't remember the name of the character, but the hamster guy, because he had those Hordika necks in a new color. So that was definitely a Bionicle fan favorite part. I know we ordered a whole bunch of those in lug bulk this year. In. Ah yes, Wrecking Ball. That was the one with the awesome Bionicle parts. That's how I know this set. So we've got a lot of snot bricks and stuff going in the back here. It looks like we're going to be, I think, covering up at least some of this with some tiles and stuff before we finish this bag. But eventually, we're going to have the afterburner here, so we can use that to pop up and down the machine guns. Yeah, see, that would definitely be a real bummer if the end of the sets and not all of the characters made it into minifig form, because, you know, obviously every character has its own group of fans and stuff, so it'd really be a bummer if some fans never got their character. I know they keep making more characters, but at least, like, the ones that were there at the time. Alright, where are you guys going? Under here? I think under there. It's kind of hard to see from this angle. Let's flip this around real quick. Yeah, I think that's how it goes. I'm just waiting for the part where we had the license plate, right? I mean, it's gotta have a license plate. $32 characters, that sounds perfect for a collectible minifigure series to get the rest, right? I mean, they've already got most of them. Collectible minifigs, and boom, you're done. Problem solved. I'll be sending you a bill, Lego. I think Overwatch was like the first Blizzard property that I never really got into. Like I said, Warcraft, Starcraft, Diablo, sign me up. I will be there. But I think those are all, unfortunately, a bit too violent. Alright, getting some nice cool rounded textures there. Adding some tiles on, and that'll be it for bag 20. We'll show this off a little bit before we start on bag 21. Alright, yeah, so there is the back. I really love how that smooth curves work there, and also that mostly locked in are like fender pieces here that kind of wiggle a little bit, but I'm sure once you do this section that'll really finish locking them in. And we had some tiles in here, so when we put that afterburner on, we'll be able to still spin it for next to the machine guns. And I think these little guys here are supposed to be like the exhaust pipes, maybe? Oh no, I guess that's what the afterburner engine's for, yeah, so I'm not sure what those are supposed to be. Just cool little greebles, I guess. Alright, so yeah, now we're gonna be doing this back, I guess the trunk piece. You can see we've got these clips here that we're gonna attach it to. Yeah, I'm still kind of keeping a little bit of hope for the Diablo mobile game that they announced that got a lot of bad publicity, but for me, I play a lot of mobile games these days, so I'd be perfectly fine with that. And then of course they also announced Diablo 4, so I'm excited for that too. Hopefully I'll spend more time playing that than I did Diablo 3. Which wasn't because Diablo 3 is bad, it was different, but just real life and stuff. But should do a better job with Diablo 4. like the sliding around a little bit there. This is going to end up going back here somehow. I'm interested by our little plate with the two bars on there. See how that comes into play. That means we're going to get some interesting curves and stuff. Alright, Box Commander. Get those dishes done. I don't know, I feel like it hasn't been long enough since Overwatch 1 for Overwatch 2 to be a thing, based on how Blizzard normally does their sequels. I guess in the beginning they were pretty quick about it, and it got slower as time went on. Just remembering that those weights for StarCraft 2 and Diablo 3. I think this is getting to be big real quick. I do like how, I guess the only piece that lines up with these curve panels is like a canopy piece. So we have that in black here. I'm not sure if that'll be able to be opened in the end, but maybe we'll put like a cool Easter egg or something hiding in there. So Joey, what do you think are the chances of Brick Fair Virginia happening this year? There's been a lot of speculation I've seen on like Discord and the new Brick Fair message boards and stuff. It's like as much as I really want it to happen, as long as everything is safe for it to happen. Like, I feel like all these states that are opening up now, I mean, like, oh yeah, okay, let's start doing things again. We're gonna get like a rebound in cases, and we're gonna have to shut stuff back down again. And there's gonna be no summer conventions. No Brick Fair, no Brick Spotted Bay. Hopefully by Brick Fair, New Jersey, we're good though. Definitely getting some interesting shaping here with some chi slopes. And still we still have these bars in here. Now we have to see what those get used for. I think BFA Homes chat just went through a time warp. Huh, and then it went away. Interesting. That was very weird. I'm glad you saw it too, BFA Home, because otherwise now I would just think I was going crazy. Yeah, I guess that's definitely the thing with the people traveling from other states and stuff. Even if Virginia is open, other states might not be, and so people who are planning to attend won't be able to. And that'd really suck if it was like a Brick Fair Virginia, but with like 200 exhibitors instead of 1,000. That just would not be the same. So it looks like our hatch is getting sealed up. Got that tile in place, keeps it from opening. So it is just for the curves, not for the Easter eggs. But we did just put these curve slopes in. We still have these open things with these bars, so we're still going to attach something. I assume we have a lot of these spoilers. So we're going to be building something with these spoilers, whether they go this way or like that way or something. I think it's going to be pretty awesome though. Oh, and this looks like it could be interesting. So we've got these 2x2 round plates, which have the axle hole in the middle, and we're putting these little toe ball mixel joint things with the axles in them. And then this goes somewhere over here. And so I think the way this is going to work is that we've got these Azure clips here, and I think those are going to snap into this. Let's see if we can get this to work. Yep, that's going to snap in like that. So, do you have any other clip pieces that we can show off that technique on? Because that is a cool technique. So you got the toe balls, and then you have like one of these 1x2 plates with clips, and those can actually snap on here. That's a cool technique. So like not quite as sturdy as if you had like a 1x2 mixel socket, but for like things in a static position, it's pretty handy. All right, yep, now we get to use these guys to make like the, I guess, fins or vents along the back here. Oh wow, and after this we're going to be just about done with this bag, and that means we're going to do another giveaway. We'll get to see if the ad works again. Yeah, I feel like if things aren't safe to travel and for events by the end of October, that we're in a lot bigger issues than having to worry about Brick Fair, New Jersey. So basically, they better be okay. Otherwise, this country is not going to be doing well when it comes to health and safety, I feel like. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and put up our giveaway link again. Just built 2 of these guys. You can see 5 clips on here and some clips on the back that will allow it to attach in. And then we have all these little spoiler pieces that are going on here now. And that makes this really cool looking vent pattern. I'm gonna do 2 of these. Nope, only if I don't break things. Some bars on there help hold it together, I guess. And then they clip on. Clip on. Yeah, that looks pretty awesome. I don't want to think about how long it took the designers to figure that out. I've got 3 extra pieces, which doesn't seem like that could possibly be right. So where did I screw up? Looks like that could be it. I thought I put those in. Alright, let's try to take this thing apart now. Give you guys a little more time to work on the giveaway, I guess. Oh yeah, there's definitely some parts missing in there. I'm sure it would have been fine. Let's take this whole thing apart. There we go, I did it. Good as newish. With 100% fewer missing parts. There we go. Alright. And so yeah, now apparently this whole back panel thing is only held in by those 2 ball joints. You do have to kind of get it in between, snug in there, and go. And once that is in, it's not going to come out that easily. Like, if you really pull on it, it will, but I think as long as you don't try to pick it up by this panel piece, you'll be fine. So yeah, that looks pretty sick. We're definitely looking like a Batmobile now. I think we just need some wheels, and an afterburner, and some fins. Definitely some fins, and it looks like that is what we're doing in bag 22. But first, a quick ad break, and then a giveaway. If you can hear this, let me know so I know if the ad is actually running or not. Alright, looks like our ad has run. Time to pick our next winner. Box Commander, congrats, you won a K2SO buildable figure. Well, you didn't get an ad, but you did get a K2SO buildable figure, so I guess that balances out, right? Classic Sega game. Yep, no Sega games here, just big jet engines. But first, we do some fins. And I think literally every piece in this bag that we're doing here is black. I'm sure if I look on the Googles afterwards, I can figure out what's going on with the ads. I'm not too worried though. We'll get there. We'll be real Twitch streamers yet. And yeah, that would be really cool to have a glossary of what step each piece is used on, because there are definitely other times when it's like, pretty sure that's not supposed to be an extra part. But when I flip through all 700 pages of the instructions, I can't find where it was where I missed it. I mean, it's really only a problem with like big sets like this, where the instruction book is 434 pages long. So it's not like it's something that they have to do for every set. That's anything with over 100 pages of instructions could use the glossary. Yeah, this is a square bound book. It's interesting that it also doesn't have a picture of the actual set on the front. It has a picture of the Batmobile from the film. So it's kind of cool. You can see it's got the Batman logo on the back. Instead of win. No winning for you, Timmy. Just Batman. Alright, so here are our fins. Lots of slopes and some curved slopes there. A little bit of snot. I'm curious to see how that comes into play. More curious at these stacks of clips. We do have these bars, bricks with bars, so I assume those are going to go on there somehow and give us some interesting construction techniques. So there goes that. Ooh, that fits so nicely. Yeah, now we're looking like a Batmobile. So apparently we're going to use these bars to flip it upside down and have our studs facing down. So it's kind of a cool technique there. That's going to give us like a nice smooth set of ridges here, so they're kind of the jagged ones we've got right now. Yeah, so we're stacking these like this, but then we're gonna flip it upside down so it'll have that kind of bat wing look on it at the end. I really like that. It's a cool technique here. Designers definitely get some props for that one. Alright, so take that, flip it upside down, and let's see if we can pick this up. And slide that in. There we go. Oh wow, that lines up like super smooth on here. We do have these little exposed things, but it does look like we're going to be using the snot bricks here to kind of add some little stripe, like almost like a racing stripe thing to help cover that up. The other one. And yeah, we're just about done with bag 22. It's just flying by now. So I guess 23 is gonna finally be that afterburner I keep talking about. And hopefully the wheels as well. And then 24 will be the base. Yo, Joe, you're right. It does look almost done. We'll just call it quits right now. That makes sense. Alright, then 16 1x2 curve slopes. Do all these racing stripes. I guess it's kind of supposed to signify, let's see how well you can see it on, can't really see it on here, but the, there's gotta be a picture somewhere in here of it. Of the fins. Oh, there we go. Yeah, you can see a little comparison. So, like the fins in the film have these like real kind of ridges to look a bit more like bat wings. Definitely something hard to accomplish with Lego. So, a little simplified. I think it works well. And I just realized I lost the page I was on. Oh, never mind. Found it first try. Just like Batman. pop on here. And so these go on both the outside and the inside. Alright, now we got some fins. Alright, time for some wheels and the afterburner. Oh, we got some cool printed tiles here. Guess these are the hubcaps. How many hours has it taken so far? I think we're at about 6.5. I think it was about a 3.5 hour stream yesterday. Back tires are a pain in the butt because they're like a lot wider than the hub. So to get this seated on the rim here, it's a bit of pain. Alright, then we've got these hub pieces. So, there are two different ways. So those pop on there, and there, and then we get front wheels. Same with the back. There we go. Oh, and I broke it. Where'd that come from? All right, we got a rolling Batmobile. It goes pretty good, considering how heavy this thing is. Oh, look, we got some Hero Factory parts. Some titanium metallic, little hexagonal armor things. Pretty sure I bought a bunch of those in Lug Bulk last year. I guess this is the set they came from. Another bat in the brick. I do think it's interesting that we built Batman and Vicky Vale. Like, Batman was bag 1. Vicky Vale we built yesterday, I don't know, like bag 4 or something, and the Joker we don't build until the very last bag. Alright, so there we go. We got our bat hubcaps here. Oh my goodness, that's heavy. This is a solid set. Oh yeah, we still have to build the covers for our machine guns. You two, you'd have to move you up onto the cockpit here. Alright, there we go. And those attach just by one stud, so hopefully they should pop off fairly easily. Now we get to turn our attention, we get to make the bat brake lights. And I guess the bat turn signals as well, because of course, I'm sure Batman always uses his turn signal. I think they covered that in the Lego Batman movie, right? Always use your turn signal. But yeah, there they are. Some tail lights there. Those pop in. Finishing off our fenders. And there's our Technic axle for the machine guns. We get some silver metallic minifigure heads. And so before I pointed out those like little dinky things, like maybe those are supposed to be the exhaust pipes. No, apparently the minifigure heads are the exhaust pipes. So there we go, and those pop on these little round plates. And so in addition to the afterburner, he also has 4 exhaust pipes. Interesting, we get this flywheel piece, or a pulley piece in titanium metallic. I don't know if I've ever seen it in that color before. You know, they never addressed that in the original 1989 Batman movie. Where does he get those wonderful toys? Like, the Joker calls him out on it, but it's never really made clear where Batman's getting all these cool gadgets from. Just kind of has them. He's Bruce Wayne, he's rich, he has them. Military-grade technology. Alright, so you just took all these 1x2 plates with the clips, put these 1x1 round plates with the holes in them, and now we attach our little CCBS armor attachments on there. And those are going to flesh out the jet engine exhaust here. Then we just clip these on around the edge. Really like how that, I really love that shaping, that looks really cool. Definitely need some fire coming out the back though. But yeah, that does look really awesome, and that goes on here. Alright, and that's it for bag 23. Let's see how those machine guns work. That was pretty awesome. So once those plates are off, they can go up and down pretty easily. It's not even like a complete spin, so it's a pretty fun mechanism, but it does take a bit of twisting to get them to pop off initially. So yeah, you can see it kind of pops up a little bit in the front. You probably can't see that well because it's black on black, but come on, there we go. Yeah, it's those little moments, like on the Aston Martin, first time that ejection seat works. It's the little moments that do it for you. And then of course that slides open. Yes, our Batmobile is technically done right now. We just need to do the display base. And yeah, the working steering wheel, it is very tricky to get at the steering wheel at this point. But if you move one wheel, the other one turns. All right. So let's get on to that last bag. Got another minifig to do. Another big sticker to apply. Or I guess one last big sticker to apply. And it is none other than Jack Nicholson as the Joker. It definitely captures the character well. Love the printing on the legs there. A little bit of printing on the back. And of course he's got a hat. And a gun. Kinda wish he had like a green hairpiece without the hat. But it is what it is. Need those guys. Alright, no more plastic bags hanging around. What's really interesting about this base compared to like the ones you usually see in the Star Wars sets and such, is that this one actually has this Technic turntable in it. So I believe the idea is that it's going to be able to spin. Once we put the Batmobile on it, you'll be able to spin the Batmobile around. Not sure if you'll be able to do like a 360, but at least some sort of spinning. I've been promised spinning, a spinning Batmobile. Yeah, the Peter Venkman from Ghostbusters hair in green I think would have been a pretty good match for the Jack Nicholson Joker. One thing that was kind of interesting, since it had been a long time since I had seen the 1989 Batman movie, is that like they legit just give you the Joker's origin story. Like in a lot of things, they like don't quite go into it too much. It's kind of a little more mysterious. But in the movie, they're just like, "Yep, it was this guy, fell into the vat of chemicals, and now he's the Joker." So yeah, we've got this two-piece turntable, snaps together, a satisfying click. This is always interesting. We've got like these Technic axles going through 6 of these half beams, and I have to try to even them out a little bit. It's like a lot of friction on there. Doesn't look too bad. Into there, so you can see you got some spinny action going on. Oh yeah, that was the other thing in that 1989 film, is that like they flat out and say it was the Joker before he became the Joker who killed Batman's parents. There's no ambiguity about it. So yeah, that kind of goes like into what you were saying there, Joey, with how the Joker, before he was the Joker, created Batman, and then Batman created the Joker. Alright, time to do this big annoying sticker. Gonna dual X-Acto it. Alright, there we go. Batmobile, 1989. 21 feet 9 inches long, 7 feet 10 inches wide, 0 to 60, 3.7 seconds, unknown max speed. It uses high octane fuel, 97% special. It would have been a really cool Easter egg if that had been high octane fuel. It was like, come on, LEGO designers. I'm sure DCU would have said no to that though, so. No sense of humor, those guys. Yeah, I've not seen the new Joker film. I'm pretty sure the last DC comic movie that I saw was The Dark Knight Rises, so I am way behind. Oh, did I attach these wrong? Oopsies. So that clips, pins into there, and so it just kind of rests. That's kind of interesting. They're just kind of resting there. Ah, okay, so apparently, way back when, yesterday, I commented on these blue or azure Technic frames that were here, and then I thought it was to help keep you know the front from the back as you're building it, but apparently that is where these little Technic things go into. I think I'm really going to be able to line that up. Oh, there we go. Alright. That works pretty well. If I had a little more space, see if we can move this back a little. Whee! That may be cooler than the launching machine guns. I feel like every UCS set needs to have a turntable on it now. No worries on the spoilers. I probably wasn't going to see it. Like I said, I haven't seen a DC movie in years, so no idea when I would have started. And now still we have a little display base for the minifigs to go on, so they don't have to be standing on the Batmobile looking incredibly out of scale. Just a couple little gargoyles that we get to build. So yeah, it looks like the base for the minifigs is kind of based on the end of the film where they're up in like that old building on the roof. And their final confrontation. these guys pop on here. Gargoyles are definitely some cool little builds. I really like the techniques there. They use these binocular pieces with some horns in for the heads, and then the road signs for the wings. So very simple, but definitely gets the idea across. And then we can put Batman, Joker, and Vicky Vale on there. And they kind of just stand over there. Oh, there we go. Could not get away from an instruction manual without being able to win. I do like how there's a pirate on there, and I guess at the time this set came out, there were no pirate sets available, right? Not until the Pirates of Barracuda Bay just came out. And we've got our inventory, and Batman. All right. So let's put our giveaway link up again and do one last look at the set now that it's all done. And yeah, then we'll pick our last winner and we'll be good to go. So we got our 3 minifigs: Batman, the Joker, Vicky Vale, both little gargoyles. Batman's cowl piece is molded with the cape. See if I can get that off. And is exclusive for this set. I don't think it's appeared in any other sets just yet, and it's made out of rubber, kind of like the actual costume. So it's pretty squishy, but it does the job quite well. And then here is our set. So yeah, like I was saying before, I love this turntable feature. Definitely allows you to kind of display the set at any angle. It'd be really cool to put it like in the middle of a coffee table. In fact, I might just do that. And then it can kind of, you know, if someone's sitting there, they can kind of spin it around to see it from all the different angles. So, all right, so yeah, it's probably gonna be hard to see with the all black color scheme, but first off, it's very massive, very heavy. You can hold it with one hand, but I'm not sure I really want to. There's some cool details along the sides here. These were really fun, doing like little tubing with some silver and gunmetal metallic, titanium metallic parts to get some nice details there. I love the little intakes on the side with the fins behind it. Those were a lot of fun to build. And then the front, the whole front is pretty sweet with like the jet turbine and those headlights that have stickers on the back of them. And look at the back a little bit here. Fins came out quite well. I love the fact that these are like upside down. These little inverted arches are upside down to get that shape. And then we use these spoilers. I think those pieces like first appeared in the Speed Champion sets to get that shaping on there. And then the like jet engine exhaust on the back. I suppose if there's one thing I could say as far as things that look unfinished, we have this gray Technic beam that you can see back here. Like I feel like if this had just been like a black Technic beam and like these little guys had been black, it would look fine and you wouldn't be able to notice it at all, but instead they're gray and they kind of pop out. So then we've got our cockpit, which you may or may not be able to notice, but is slanted just a little bit. It's on some Technic axles that are kind of at an angle, but it can pop up a little bit and then pull forward. And you do have a full interior. Let's see how well we can see in here. You can see the seats are all in there. And then if we flip this around, see if you can see any of those details. Yeah, you can see, so we got like the shifter and stuff. There's a steering wheel in here. Lots of little stickers. And then the steering wheel does turn. And when it turns, you can see, maybe, that those wheels turn as well. So that's a really cool technique there. There are a couple things that look a little unfinished in the cockpit. Let's see if we can see. Yeah, you can see, like right here, there's like these gaps and stuff in the seats, on the sides of the wall. And you can see like a few different colors in there, like light gray and dark tan and stuff. That's a little kind of jarring when you're looking at the details, so that's a little bit of a bummer. Again, if they had like chosen, even if all those parts are dark gray, like the inset would not have been as noticeable. And then, of course, the last feature. So this thing you can see kind of turns a little bit. And so when you turn that, you might notice that these guys start popping up a little bit. If you keep turning it, they pop off and the machine guns come out. I think the machine guns just have enough clearance over the curves here. So that's another cool little play feature in there. All right, my hand's getting tired there, so let's put this baby back down. Any difficulties while building? I don't think there are any like major difficulties. There are definitely some parts where like the techniques are getting a little interesting, like the little pointy piece here. Might be able to see that this kind of wiggles a little bit. This is like a little interesting technique that they use to get that pointy aspect under the jet intake there. And definitely had some interesting techniques, and for a while until other things were locked in, it was kind of fragile, so you gotta watch out for that. Other than that, I guess I did make a mistake while I was building this back hatch thing here. So that was a little bit of a tricky part to make sure you get all the alignments right. But there are definitely a lot of cool techniques, cool snot techniques. Like this guy is, if we put this down, I can probably pop it back off. Just attached by a couple of Mixel toe balls. And then you can kind of see some of the interior where they kept things very colorful. So I would say, I was definitely knocking some of the visible non-black colors, but in building it, it was definitely nice to have a lot of these colors because it helped you keep track of things and keep track of spacing and stuff, so it wasn't all just black on black on black. So in the interior part, it was quite colorful and definitely helped you avoid mistakes. And yeah, if you need to store some stuff back there, you can go hide something back in there. So yeah, I think that is about it. Let's see if we can get this back on this display base. Might be easier to do it this way, so you can get it lined up better. There we go. Whoosh. Man, any UCS set that doesn't have a turntable now is just dead to me. All right, so we got one more prize to give away. So let's get rid of that giveaway link. We will close off the entries. Maybe. Something went wrong. Let's reload that. All right, no more entries. And let's see who our final winner for today is going to be. Calvin, congrats, you won a Baze Malbus buildable figure. So you know the drill, we'll be in touch and we'll get you that prize. It's going to be a busy trip to the post office. The Batman standard, yes. Yeah, so I think that's going to wrap things up for today. How long did it take us? So yeah, I think about 7 hours total on the stream. I mean, that wasn't, 100% build time. There was showing things off and, opening the box and stuff like that and doing giveaways, but it's not too bad. Definitely a good time. For the most part, other than like the steering mechanism, pretty much everything is perfectly symmetric. So when you're like building one fender, you can build the other one at the same time to help speed things up. I definitely did that and helped move things along. So yeah, we'll be looking at your results or on the giveaway forums to see what it is you would like us to build next, and we'll be keeping that in mind when we do our next build. So yeah, stay tuned to BZPower and our social media channels to see when that next build will be. Should be sometime next weekend. And until then, this is going to be Black 6 from BZPower signing off. So thanks a lot, guys, for watching. Have a great rest of your weekend, and stay safe. Wash your hands.